Just days ago, they stood on the brink of a breakthrough, the beginning of the end of the Afghan war. Then it all collapsed, and it was too good to be true.
The talks with the Taliban are dead.
The Taliban refused to attend talks with Trump, wanting a deal first. Trump killed off negotiations, citing an American soldier killed by Islamists in Afghanistan. And I put it to the Taliban, how do you expect Trump to talk, negotiate with you when you're killing his troops as you speak?
The next day when Mr. Trump canceled this negotiation, Mr. Pompeo, his foreign minister, he says he admitted that we have killed 1,000 Taliban. So if they can kill thousands of us, why we cannot kill one of them or two of them? So this will be our right. We have to defend ourselves. We have to defend our people. We have to defend the innocent people of Afghanistan. Wherever they attack, wherever they bombard, wherever they do, we have to defend our people.
The way the Taliban see it, they're defending themselves in their country, fighting against a foreign occupation.
Alright, we want to start this lesson by giving all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
We want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of GMS, the great millstone who rule, and peace, love, and salutations to the Bayaf Dawada. And that's the last one, and the last one Kadash, the house of David. 144,000, 12,000 out of each tribe that's being risen up and put together in his last days again, which is that third temple, that spiritual temple that will not be destroyed by any of you damn heathens. All right, so through the spirit, we got together with the brothers, and the spirit jumped on us to put in some work. And as we was running through the some ideas or whatever, the spirit had us go on RT News and look up some videos. And the title of this video was got the title of that one, bro?
Yeah, Khan. Yeah, hold just bear with me.
Yeah, Khan. This is from RT News, Russia Today. And,
the headline reads, "We can fight Americans for 100 years. Taliban tells RT after scrap peace talks."
Yep. So after these so-called peace talks, that was scrapped by whether it be Trump or on the Taliban side, it's not the will of the Heavenly Father to implement peace on the earth as long as Esau Edom is in power. So regardless of what they say or what they do, what type of treaties, we know the characteristics of Esau Edom, which is a so-called white man. That's a backstabber, a man that talk a good game, a liar, a swindler, a fraud. In fact, first scripture we're going to bring out is Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. And it reads, "And through his policies also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. And he shall also stand against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand." Now, we know who this is talking about, all right? Starting with, Alexander, when the wicked came into power, his 4 generals, mainly Antiochus Epiphanes the fourth, which is the biggest demon out of them all. But the characteristics of Esau is to talk peace and talk these deals and talk a good game, but we know war's in his heart.
Khan, I got that right here on the screen. Psalms 55, verse 20. "He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him."
Now we know this is going into what they did with Gad, all right, which are the so-called Native American Indians, which they're native to this land, all right, and they're not Indians. That word Indians goes back to savages, all right, but our people, the so-called natives that was here, the Simeon Indians, the so-called Awanak, the Taino Indians, those were Israelites. And when Christopher Columbus and the gang came over here, there was plenty of peace treaties that was made. Matter of fact, a holiday, Thanksgiving.
Christopher Columbus Day.
Yep, Christopher Columbus Day. These are all days in commemoration to these devils, but when you look deeper into it, this is what they did. This scripture right here.
That's right. And yeah, it just shows that this part of their character is how they rule the world, man. It don't matter if you're an Israelite or you are Ishmael, Ham. They'll make peace treaties and smile in your face and shake your hand, but war is in their heart.
Right, real quick, bro.
Okay, come.
Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 14. It says, they have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying peace, peace, when there is no peace. You see, and that's going into Israel, how they have healed the hurt of the daughter of our people slightly. That's why it says slightly, saying peace, peace, when there is no peace. Every time there's a so-called movement or uprising or a gathering together, they come with a peace treaty. They'll come with Martin Luther King. They'll come with something they came with Obama after George W. Bush was in office. Jake started to wake up like, yo, these devils are racist. You know what I'm saying? They're the enemy, and Bush was racist. Remember when Kanye West got on the team and said, oh, Bush is a racist, and
he don't like black people.
Right, he don't like black people. So it's like a kind of like a banding together that Jake was doing, and then they did what? They went and put Barack Obama in office, so he was kind of like a pacified Jake, NyQuil to rock Jake back to sleep. But we know these enchantments are not going to work on the elect, man, because we have these scriptures to navigate who this devil is. These scriptures tell us his attributes, his moves, the things that he would do, the things that he wouldn't do. And what he's not going to do is let up on Yasha'Allah. He's not going to be a friend to Yasha'Allah. He's going to backside. He may talk a good game. Go ahead, brother.
Khan, Psalms 55 verse 20, he had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Now, hey, see, he talks a good game, but behind his back, just like the cartoons, you see Bugs Bunny, he'll shake your hand, but he'll have in one hand, right, but the other hand, he'll have a knife behind his back, waiting for you to turn your back so that he could stab you. That's why the scriptures say, never trust thy enemy.
I got that right here. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So basically, iron, one thing that's for certain is iron is going to rust. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So that's a certain thing. The iron is going to rust. Okay, go ahead. Is it on that?
Yeah, Con.
Yeah, go back, bro.
Con. So, like, bear with me, man. I'm doing all this through the screen, man.
Yeah, take your time, brother.
And for every American soldier they kill, tens of their fighters and civilians are killed in turn.
You see that? And that proves that Esau's Cain. That proves, because what the Most High said, whoever killed Cain, I believe it's 7.
Genesis.
In the book of Genesis, Genesis chapter 4, verse 1, it tells you that for everybody. Let me see if I can get it real quick.
It says, Genesis 4, verse 1, it says, and Adam knew Eve, his wife. She conceived and bare Cain. That's not where you wanted to start it, though.
Yeah, it's a little bit down.
Yeah.
You can keep reading, bro. Keep reading.
All right. It says, verse 2. It says, and she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock.
Now jump down to 15, Baba Kashar.
Con. And the Lord said unto him.
Actually, Slakia, 14, bro.
All right. Genesis 4 and 14. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid.
Right? When it means by thy face I should be hid, meaning Esau, the spirit of Cain, can never deal with the Most High. His oracles have to be on the left hand side. He has to go through Satan to deal with the Most High. Go ahead.
14, right?
Yep.
Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth.
A fugitive and a vagabond. A fugitive is a man that's on the run from crimes that he's committed, and a man that has not paid for the crimes that he's committed. Esau, those characteristics of Esau is just one of a fugitive, one who has committed multiple crimes, genocide, rape, robbery, murder, all commandments in the scriptures, all the laws, the statutes, and the judgment he has not kept, and his commandments he's broken, and he has not got retribution for what he's done. He's the perfect fugitive. Go ahead.
It said,
it's 14.
And a vagabond in the earth.
And a vagabond is somebody that wanders from place to place, without a home, without a certain home. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me.
Yep.
And the Lord said unto him, Therefore whosoever slayeth king, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
And as a saying amongst them, kill one of ours, we're gonna kill 7,000 of yours. That's right. And that proves that they're what? That they're Cain, man.
That's
when you
right.
kill a American troop, they go wipe out a whole village. And that's how they seek their recompense. And no other nation on the planet carries that with them, And that's what this guy just said from
Absolutely.
all right, he said, "Oh, you guys killed 1,000 of our soldiers. We're just here to defend ourselves."
Yep.
I mean, and we can't kill just one of your guys just because we're being defensive. That just shows that they're Cain, like the brother was saying, man. Esau moves in that mentality, man. He don't have no cares for anybody's life because the Lord has that protection on him, that mark, man.
Yep.
Just continue on, bro.
Yep. So you want me to go to 15?
No,
right?
I think that was it on it though. Yeah, 15 is.
Yeah, it's going to something else.
Okay, yeah. So you could go back to that, bro. 15.
No,
15 is it. Yeah.
Yeah, 15 is good.
Yeah, that's it. That's the point. 15.
And the Lord said unto him, Therefore whosoever slayeth king, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him shall kill him.
Yeah, that mark of exemptment that he has on him. This is the reason why he's able to go throughout the four winds of the earth and still be prated as the hero. He's the devil, but he's prated as the good guy. Satan has transferred himself into an angel of light, man.
That's right.
He's a murderer, but Jake is looked at as a murderer. He's the stealer of continents, the stealer of cultures, the stealer of heritage, but somehow Jake is looked at as a mugger or a bad guy or a cracker. He's the biggest drug dealer, but who's the drug dealer in the eyes of the people?
He's the biggest terrorist.
He's the biggest terrorist, but who? You get what I'm saying?
That's right.
He's flipped the whole. He's the wicked, but in everybody's eyes, this man could do no wrong. It proves that he's coming in the spirit, man. The spirit of Cain. He's that angel, that demon that transferred himself into an angel of light.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
US, they said. This isn't a war they want. This isn't a war they can win by force, but they won't and can't give up.
You see that?
The war is imposed on us.
You see that? He said this isn't a war. This is the leader of the Taliban saying like this isn't a war we want. Go home, leave us alone. This is a war we know that we can't win by force. But what do you do as a man if there's somebody that's coming to you just punching you? Eventually you're gonna have to defend yourself.
That's right.
Nobody wants to go to war. That's why I said they spoiled when they were not spoiled. They dealt treacherously and was not dealt treacherously with thee.
Isaiah, you want me to get that?
Baba Kashar. This is the leader of the Taliban that's supposed to be this big terrorist, right? This big boogeyman, this scary guy that's paraded on American news sites and Fox News and CNN. He's blatantly telling the world that, look, this is not a war that we want. We don't want to fight. Just go home. But they're still, again, paraded the bad guy.
Come on. Isaiah 33 verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled. Salakia. Let me read that again.
Yep.
Isaiah 33 verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled.
Yeah, those Afghanistan people in Afghanistan, they didn't do nothing to this place, man. They didn't knock down those towers. That was clearly an inside job. There's plenty of documentaries. There's scientific facts. There's eyewitnesses. There's firefighters. There's all kind of people who Donald Rumsfeld and what's this guy's name? Dick Cheney took control of the Pentagon and told the fighter jets to stand down. And we got planes hitting the Pentagon supposedly hit the site. It was all bullshit.
And it just shows, it just shows that their power and their witchcraft and their deception, they use that deception to put the heat and the magnifying glass on so-called Iraqs, man. Afghanistan and the Taliban, and they're looked at, now we got to go fight for revenge, and now they're the hero. Now we're supposed to never forget 9/11. But this is all the boogeyman. It comes from Esau Edom. He is the inside. He's the terrorist and the filth throughout the whole world, man.
Right. And if you say that you're bugged out or you're a conspiracy theorist or you're the bad guy, well, man. The scriptures say, woe to them that call good evil and evil good, man. Con.
Continuing on, Isaiah 33 verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest,
And thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee.
Yeah, they didn't deal treacherously with you, but you doing it to them, man. Hey, Esau, you're guilty, man, on all charges, man. You will be convicted for all your charges against humanity, man. You forfeit your right to exist.
Khan.
You forfeit your right to exist. All your rights, you forfeit them all, man. You threw them all out the window, and you're gonna be found. You're gonna be charged. You're gonna get found guilty, and you will be punished, man. You
That's
will
right.
be punished.
All these other nations know you are the filth, man. You are the cancer of the earth, man. They're mad, man, and that's why they want to continue to defend themselves and protect themselves, and they'll do it at any cost, by any means, to fight against you, man. They're tired of. It says in the scriptures, the nations are mad.
Yep.
You know, they know the wickedness that you portray, man.
Yep.
You have been revealed. It says the son of perdition, the wicked, has been revealed, man.
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long to him that ladeth himself with thick clay? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? Thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and for the city, and all they that dwell therein.
Yeah, so when you look at that verse right there, hey, America wants to call it bygones, so to speak, okay? But it's not going there, because what they have did to numerous nations on the face of the planet, right, is they dealt dirty with them, all right? Now that America's at its end, they expect nations to have mercy upon them, just like these other nations expected America to have mercy on them in their time of need. But the Lord is shrugging all that off, man.
That's
Okay.
why he said in
Yeah.
the title, I'll read it again. We could fight Americans for 100 years. Taliban's tell RT after scrap peace talks.
That's
you know?
it.
And that goes into Job with let the weak say I'm strong.
That's
know?
right. That's right.
That's right. And if you looked at that video of them bombing that so-called island that the Taliban was on, America is just full of shit, man. BSing. Okay? And that's where we get into Jeremiah, 50th chapter, 51 chapter, okay? Where this facade that America wants to show that we the strongest still. Well, that ain't so, man. It ain't so.
Yep.
Everybody's about to come down on this place, man.
That's right.
This is Joel chapter 3 verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
That's right.
Let the weak say I'm strong.
That's right. Hey, that's these other nations, man. They were victims before from America bullying, you know. But now they got that capability of the thermonuclear missiles, you know. So now they feel that they're ready to gear up and shoot at America, man.
Right,
Babylon the Great.
Right. And even nations that don't have the thermonuclear missile, they're just really just simply just fed up and tired, man. They're just willing to fight to their last man against this tyranny, man. This matter of fact, let me get Isaiah real quick, Bubba Kasha. It says this is the book of Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4. It says, and thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased, the golden city see? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. You know, and this is them. You know, this is Esau. You ruled the world in complete madness and wickedness, and this prophecy of these people taking up this proverb, you know, it's gonna come to pass. Matter of fact, they're gonna say this. They say, it says, thy pomp is brought down. This is 11. I'm jumping down to 11.
Hold on,
go to
7.
7. I'm gonna keep going, bro.
Come
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet, and they break forth into singing. Yea, the fair trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. Hey, you gonna catch hell, man. You're gonna catch hell from all these nations. It's stirred up from the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It is risen up from their thrones, all the kings in the nation.
It had raised up.
Let's lock it, the water, bro. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy prop is brought down to the grave, and thy noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, which how art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations?
That's right. So the enchantments, like it says in Lamentations 4:21, have been broken. But you can't put any of these nations underneath that spell anymore, man. And nobody's afraid of you. Nobody. Everybody's getting ready to come round about, pointing their arrows at Babylon, man. Everybody. The nations are mad, okay, like the scriptures say. And it's about to go down here, man.
Yeah, you Americans, these Americans are sitting around willy-nilly, just completely lost, you know.
They stupid as fuck. Man.
Lost, just in a sauce, you know. But you have no clue of anything geopolitical, geo-news, what's going on around the world.
You're not on top no more.
Geopolitics, right. You know, you just think that everything is going to continue on forever and ever. But, hey, look, man, the Taliban saying we could fight you. Hey, America's doing drills right now as we speak in the Southeast China Sea, trying to intimidate the Moabites, that trying to intimidate China. But China's saying, look, man, this ain't the old China no more, man.
That's right.
You know? Go ahead, brother.
We'll continue on the video?
Yeah.
Come on.
It's American soldiers, they are in Afghanistan. It's not our emirate soldiers or mujahideen in Washington. They have imposed war on us. But still, we propose and we are keen to bring peace in Afghanistan through negotiation. But unfortunately, anytime which we reach some sort of final...
Hey, that just shows, man, they want peace, man. But while the wicked bear rule, there's going to be no peace. You know, because it says when the righteous bear rule, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people are mourning. Roughly paraphrasing. Mm-hmm. You know, it just shows that Esau Edom has been found out, man. He has been... He is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. The man of perdition, man. You know? He has been compromised, man. And everybody wants peace, but you can't have peace because the damn devil is in rulership, man.
That's right. When you read Job, the 3rd chapter, it says that, you know, that all the nations are going to be gathered in the valley of Jehoshaphat for who? For his people, Israel.
That's right. Okay?
So this has to happen. Even though these heathens are saying, hey, man, we don't want no problems, man. We just want to keep it chill and do what we doing, you know what I'm saying? And everything's none the wiser, you know what I'm saying? But the Lord ain't got that spirit on the earth right now, man.
That's
when
right.
You read Ecclesiastes,
that's the spirit. I was gonna get right to that, bro. I got you, bro.
It's time to get down, man. Israel needs to be freed and have dominion over the earth, like it says, okay?
Yep.
In Genesis, all right?
Con.
And it's no holding back, man. It's over, man.
Yep.
The jokes is up, man.
Con. I got the scripture for you, bro. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 8. Matter of fact, I'll start at 1 and drop down. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Right.
And jumping to the point.
That's right.
You see the Taliban, we want peace, but hey, man,
it ain't that time. It ain't that season.
Esau bringing the smokes to the world. This is his time that he's that hammer.
That's right. So jumping down to 8. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. So, you know, there ain't no time for peace, man. Ain't no time for lovey-dovey, man. Esau has clearly shown that he will do anything by all means to conquer, kill, rape, rob, you know, castrate, do all types of hatred
to hold his dominion,
to hold his power, his dominion. So, like, again, as we read earlier, never trust thy enemy, man. He is the enemy. He is the wicked, man. There's no peace in him because he breaks all types of covenants and peace treaties, man.
Revelation 12 verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short time.
That's right, man. Esau, it's been prophesied that Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that follower. It says, woe into the world and to the inhabitants. Woe is destruction, anguish, you know, death, you know, that's coming to the world. And the devil, this is a man. This is Esau Edom, the deceiver. You know, he's gonna come down having great wrath because he know his dominion, his rulership is about to dwindle down, man.
Con. Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 9.
Con.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
And Esau, Edom, is the biblical white race, man. What you call the so-called white man, women, and child, that's the color, man. That's bullshit. His real nationality, according to the Bible, is Esau, Edom, man, and he is the end of the world of his rulership. And Jacob is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of, are the beginning of it that followeth, and that's gonna reign forever and ever under Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in righteousness, man.
Hey, Lamentations 4:22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
That's right.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquities, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
And that's what you're saying, man. With this opioid crisis, with the nations hating every American that goes into their land. Hey, man, your day is done. Okay? And the only thing now left is for the Lord to come and release his people so we can be his battle axe and round up the elite of you Edomites, man. Okay? And that you get destroyed over here that's in the Babylon the Great, continent of America. Okay, North America. So to speak.
Because ultimately, all these other nations and their armies or their military ain't gonna get the job done. They ain't gonna overthrow Esau, and we have to wait until Yahweh Bashem. Well, Yahweh sends His Son Yahweh Shai, who the world enemy calls Jesus Christ, to come down and conquer. And that's the power of Israel.
And put people in line, man. That's what it's about.
That's
it's
right.
about putting people in line, man. What do you think the rod of iron given to every Israelite is, man?
A legit power from outside this universe, man. That's what it's gonna take to put these Edomites in check, man.
That's right.
Because he said it himself. He's like, look, we don't have the military might to, destroy them. All we can do is defend ourselves, man.
That's right.
Yeah, and these people are even begging for the Israelites to come in power, man.
That's right.
They get a fair shake, man.
Hey, that goes back to I paraphrased it earlier. I'm just gonna get it. If y'all don't know.
They get a fair shake, man. The scriptures say the kings sit in their own place, roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But just as long as they follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures, after they serve their captivity, they're gonna be fine, man. But you see them over there minding their business, and Esau is just bombing them.
Proverbs 29, I'll start at verse 1. He that being often reproved harden his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
They mourning in China, they mourning in Vietnam, they mourning in North Korea, South Korea, Afghanistan, Iraq. They mourning in Syria. They mourning even in the land of Israel.
Even in the land of America, Babylon the Great. You got brothers mourning, man.
Primarily the elect, man. So when the righteous are in authority, like the brother Taliban said, hey, the world is gonna be set in order, and every day the scripture, we read the scripture, the trees are gonna break forth from this. Every living organism, the rainforest is gonna be happy, the animals are gonna be happy, the insects are gonna be, the birds, the fowls, men are gonna be happy, women are gonna be in order, everything is gonna be set alright. Okay, so with that, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elders, our teachers, and peace, love, and salutations to all ye Akim and ye Akwaf out there that may have tuned into this lesson and just out there, period. We push that vibration, throughout the four winds. Till next time, we say Shalom.
Shalom.